Okay, okay. Hopefully after this you. Aira pun belum. Oh, sedang. Okay. Okay, sedang pun ada. Okay, okay. I understand kalau sedang pun boleh. Oh, okay. Not yet ni. Lepas ni Google Meet juga ke? Hopefully it's not Google Meet juga. Will have time to get your breakfast ke macam mana?
After this got meet for seni teacher.
Oh no. Google Meet juga. Lepas tu kena buat macam Rush dan Jeffrey lah. Sambil-sambil lah ya. Okay, okay. Tak apa, tak apa. Kita start. Kita cuba selesaikan maybe 5 minutes earlier our session for today. Nanti sempatlah mereka yang tak breakfast ni untuk makan. Okay, if you remember, this particular paddock is the one that we have discussed on Friday before school holidays hari tu. So we are going to further discuss about thermochemistry. We are going to do a bit more discussion about the experiment that we observe on Friday, number one. Number two, we will also discuss the application of exothermic and endothermic reactions in various activities in our daily life lah. Ada cooking, ada phenomenon that we observe every day like the melting of ice and so on and so forth lah. For our next class on bila ya, on Wednesday, for our next class on Wednesday, it will be a student based session. So kita tak ada Google Meet, but I will give you a student based paddock where you will go back and complete another subtopic on reactivity series of metal. Sebab kita belum discuss lagi the reactivity series of metals based on their reaction with hydrogen and also with carbon. Okay, so it will be a student-based activity. You will take your time to complete it. Kita tak ada Google Meet lah, but I will be around, standby if you want to ask any question on that particular time. Before we start, I would also like to congratulate to all of the students. I think around 22 students who have already submitted your e-folio. Thank you so much. For those who haven't, the Padlet is still open to accept your e-folios. Around 5 people have already communicated with me about extending the deadlines, and I accepted their reasons because they already they are mature enough to discuss with me the solutions, their challenges, and discuss a new deadline for them to submit their e-folios lah. So that is good. If you are facing challenges, don't worry, you just communicate with your teacher, with your lecturer nanti. Discuss what are new possible deadlines that works for both of you kan. Bila ada communication between student and teacher, student and instructor, barulah learning experience tu jadi lebih baik. Okay, so thank you so much, and also as I mentioned in the telegram yesterday, many of the contents of your e-magazine and e-folios have very good are very good sources for you to build infographics. If you take a look at your class announcement in your WhatsApp group, there is one announcement by teacher Siti Zubaida about infographic competition national level for in conjunction with Carnival STEM Negeri Selangor. So you can extract whatever findings, whatever conclusion that you got from one of your ABC in your e-folio, or whatever content that you have produced for your e-magazine. For example, katalah your content tu, you wrote it in article form. You can convert it into infographic form so that you can submit it for the competition. You can also submit the content, the infographic that you have built to the e-magazine st.my. st.my adalah is a sort of majalah sains. Dulu when I grew up, it is in the physical form. It is published by Utusan Papers. But now the magazine has moved to online platform. So the submissions for st.my are very lenient. Kita boleh submit video, kita boleh submit infographic and so on and so forth lah. So you can also submit there. You have a chance to publish, and it is good for you to have this kind of experience. As I mentioned before, it is good for your portfolio. Nanti bila you have already finished your SPM, you have publication as part of your portfolio untuk tunjuk kepada future sponsors. So if you intend to if you intend to study overseas, if you intend to get sponsorship, this is a good way for you to build up your portfolio lah. Okay, cakap pasal portfolio dah habis, Now, before we start discussing about this particular experiment, I will play the video again for you to refresh, to recall about what are the steps conducted by this particular demonstration. Sekejap ya. I will play the video first and then we will discuss the observation, a bit about observation table. Sekejap ya.
You have no idea what it is to have one's entire life reduced.
When a compound is dissolved in water, it involves exchange of heat. This is known as heat of solution. Some of the compounds dissolve with evolution of heat. This causes increase in temperature of the water. This is known as exothermic dissolution. Some of the compounds require heat for dissolution. This causes lowering of temperature. This is known as endothermic dissolution. We will try out 3 dissolutions and see which of them are exothermic and which are endothermic. We need some water, sodium hydroxide, ammonium nitrate, sodium chloride. Note the temperature of the water. It is 20 degrees Celsius. Add water to the first beaker and then add sodium hydroxide. Stir well. Note the temperature of the solution. The temperature is about 48 degrees. Now add water to the second beaker and then add ammonium nitrate and again check the temperature. The temperature is 8 degrees. Now add water to the third beaker and then add sodium chloride. Note the temperature. It is about 22 degrees.
Okay, so that is the demonstration for experiment. I think this is experiment 4.1. Okay, so let's take a look. This is the table that we have completed before. We can see the difference in temperature. Initial temperature is 20 for all beaker, but in the final temperature for sodium hydroxide and water, the temperature decreases, the final temperature decreases to 48. Increases to 48, decreases to 8 for ammonium nitrate and water, and increases slightly for sodium chloride and water, which is 22. So last time we have discussed about we have discussed about the criteria used in this experiment to classify the reaction. We know that the reaction is exothermic when there is an increase in temperature, and we know that it is an endothermic reaction when there is a decrease in temperature. Okay, so ini yang kita belum discuss lagi ya. So can you list out the exothermic reactions in this experiment and endothermic reactions in this experiment? Nyatakan the name of the chemicals that react with each other. For example, yang mana satu? Is it between sodium chloride and water, or sodium hydroxide and water, or ammonium nitrate with water? Okay. So we can macam mana kita boleh tahu jawapan? Sebab kita dah observe, we have completed the observation table. We know which beakers have an increase in temperature or decrease in temperature. So when there is an increase in temperature, the reaction inside the beaker is exothermic reaction. When there is a decrease in temperature, the reaction is endothermic reaction. Okay. Ramai lagi belum tulis ni. Tengku Arish belum, Adam, Fadila, Umi Najiha. Okay, tulis dulu. So your submissions in this PADEC will be considered as your report for this particular experiment lah. Basically kita dah we have observed a demonstration for this experiment. So whatever you wrote inside here will be your report. Sebab right after demonstration tu ada series of question kan. You have to complete the observation table, you have to discuss your findings. So all of these are elements of your report. So tak payah buat report dah because you already complete it in this PADEC. Sebab itulah saya develop PADEC ni. So untuk Tengku Arish, Fadila dengan Amrina, if your problem is internet connection causing you cannot causing you cannot to give feedback in the PADEC, please tell me ya. Saya boleh bagi yang PDF version of today's lesson. Okay, very good. I agree with you. The exothermic reaction is, there are two reactions showing exothermic reaction, which are the reaction between sodium chloride and water and sodium hydroxide and water, whereas the reaction between ammonium nitrate and water is an endothermic reaction. Satu saja endothermic reaction ya. Okay, now let's take a look at the next question. I will give you around another 1 minute to complete. Okay, untuk mereka yang tengah type tu, I give you another 1 minute. Sementara tu saya ambil attendance dulu. Okay. Sorry, saya dah lock screennya. Okay. Sorry. Tengku Arish, boleh tulis dulu. Tak ada masalah. Saya dah unlock. 1 minute tu is just for me to remind myself that I need to proceed to the next one. It's just a way for me to remind myself to move to the next slide lah. Cepat-cepat tulis. Boleh? Sempat lagi Tengku Arish. Okay, saya tukar kepada student pace. So, we are currently in slide 13. Now, in the Google Meet, I will go to slide 14. So, for the rest of you, please move to the next slide, which is slide 14. Okay, move on to the next slide, slide 14. Okay, so the question is, how can the accuracy of maximum or minimum temperature can be increased? Explain your answer in the method that you have proposed. Okay, suggest how the accuracy of maximum or minimum reaction can be increased. Kan tadi ada exothermic reaction kan? So, for example tadi exothermic reaction releases heat to the surrounding. So, there is a probability that the heat release will be transferred to the lost to the environment before the thermometer pick up the presence of heat energy. So what are your ideas? How can we improve upon this? Kejap ya. Sorry, saya tukar kepada teks ya. Saya lupa lah. Okay. Kejap ya. Kita pergi ke slide, slide 50. Okay. Kita pergi ke slide 15. Okay. Dia bukan student piece dah ya. Okay, dah tukar dah. So what do you think? Okay, for example here we have an idea here. Cover the beaker using heat insulating material. Okay, boleh tak bagi tahu nama heat insulating material tu? Okay. Timer ni jangan risau tau, nanti dia akan unlock, nanti saya akan unlock kan. It's just a reminder for me when to move on to the next one. Okay, tulis dulu, tak ada masalah. It's just a reminder for me. Okay, let's take a look at your answers here, at your ideas here. Okay, so basically for this particular experiment, the best way, one of the ideas to increase the accuracy is basically to use heat insulating material, such as using cotton wool, cotton cloth, or felt cloth, materials daripada felt to act as a heat insulating material. This will prevent the exchange of heat between the surroundings and the beaker. Okay, so here are some examples. Sample answers from your friends. Kejap ya. Okay. Dia bukan reflect the heat ya. Kalau reflect the heat tu macam kalau kita sebut pasal shiny material. Okay, if you mention, sekejap ya. I can see here you mention about aluminium foil kan. So aluminium foil is not a good insulator. It allows more heat radiation actually. Dia membenarkan lebih banyak heat energy transferred to the surface that it covers. Sebab itulah kita kita bakar ikan ke apa guna aluminium foil sebab aluminium foil transfer heat into the fish but prevents the water molecules in the fish to escape to the surrounding. Jadi the fish or the meat will maintain its moisture. Sebab tu kita guna aluminium foil. Sebab aluminium foil is a good heat conductor. So cepatlah sikit makanan tu masak, masak evenly and also prevent moisture from escaping the food. So moisture tu kekal dalam food dan food pun sedap lah kan. Okay, cover the beaker Okay, boleh. Sekejap. Cover the beaker using heat insulating material such as wool, cotton ataupun kain felt kan, felt. Okay, thank you so much for your submissions. Let me see here siapa belum isi lagi. Okay, Irsyad, Fadila and also Salma. Sikit lagi. Okay, we cover the sample answer I already placed in your Telegram group. Dia ada satu function kat sini dalam TPDEC ni, dia ada satu function nama dia reflect and review. Nanti bila saya dah discover reflect and review ni, nanti saya akan check balik. I will use reflect and review after this lah. Tapi for the time being kita akan guna publish PDEC takeaways yang macam kamu dapat selama ni ya. Dia akan email Google Docs to you kan. Okay. So untuk menjawab soalan ni, we need two points which are nombor satu, suggestion. Apakah step yang kita nak suggest untuk increase accuracy? So step D ialah cover the beaker using heat insulating material such as cotton wool and cloth. So number two, we have to explain why this method is important, because it will help trap the heat inside atau will prevent heat to go to the surrounding ke dan and so on and so forth lah. Sebab tu dia dua level. Nyatakan langkah dan terangkan kenapa kamu suggest langkah tu. Okay ya, sikit lagi. Okay, you are on the right track Amita. Sikit lagi. Awani dah nak habis tu. Sikit lagi. Okay, sama juga dengan Aiman Syamil. Sikit lagi. Tengku Arish pun sama. Sikit lagi. Okay, yang lain-lain ni, okay, sekejap ya. Sorry, saya tukar kepada student pace. For those who have completed, please move on to slide 16 where you have to identify and classify daily applications based on type of reaction. So mana satu yang endothermic reaction, mana satu yang exothermic reaction, which ones are exothermic reaction? For example, adakah frying an egg to exothermic or endothermic reaction, and so on and so forth lah. Lengkapkan. Untuk mereka yang belum lagi jawab slide yang saya sedang tunjuk di dalam Google Meet ni, slide ini adalah slide 15. Okay, slide 15. Okay ya. Salma tadi macam tengah menulis ya. Okay, and there is only one person here, dia tengah type. Alright, dah habis. Okay, kita pergi, ada 2 orang, sorry. Okay. Okay, almost there, you almost finish. Okay, untuk mereka yang dah siap slide 50, let's move on to slide 16. Okay, saya pun dalam Google Meet akan tukar kepada slide 16. Now, these are your answers here. Okay. Okay. Let's see our answers one by one over here. Oh, ada macam perbezaan pendapat juga ya. Ada different school of thought here. I can see here. Oh, warna-warninya jawapan Irsyad pagi-pagi ni nampak warna color-color ni. Okay. Yes, kita boleh start dengan yang obvious dulu. Macam bomb explosion kan. Bomb explosion tu of course lah dia release energy. So release energy exothermic ke endothermic kan. Okay. Oh, okay. Saya unlock screen. Okay, let's take a look each of the submission. Okay, each of the submissions. Let's take a look at the first one. Okay, fry an egg. Okay, fry an egg. Untuk fry an egg is endothermic reaction. Okay, sebab heat is absorbed to change the structure of protein inside the egg, making it change state of matter daripada liquid form pergi ke solid form. Okay, endothermic reaction. Drying of clothes, endothermic. Photosynthesis, endothermic. Photosynthesis endothermic ya, sebab dia absorb energy. Okay. Photosynthesis is endothermic. Respiration, bomb explosion are exothermic. Bila kita hembus nafas kita panas kan. When we exhale, we can feel the heat from our breath. So it is exothermic reaction. Burning of paper is also exothermic reaction. However, we have to invest a bit of energy to start the burning. Lepas tu dia akan burning by itself. Water evaporation is endothermic reaction. Kenapa? Sebab dia tukar dari state of matter where the water molecules are a bit close to each other in liquid form, absorb heat, and the water molecule changes state of matter to become further apart from each other in gaseous form. So water evaporation is endothermic reaction. Okay, very good. Condensation, the condensation from gas to liquid kan, water vapor jadi water, liquid water. So it releases energy. The water molecules releases energy to be from being further apart from each other, they become closer to each other. So state of matter changes from gas to liquid. Freezing is also exothermic reaction. Sebab they have to release heat energy, they have to release energy so that the water molecules from that are close to each other in liquid form become much more closer to each other in solid form. Sebab itulah freezing is under exothermic reaction. Boiling, okay, untuk boiling dia tukarkan daripada liquid jadi gas. So they have to absorb energy to change from the arrangement of molecules that are close to each other during liquid. Lepas tu bila dia boil, dia tukar jadi gas. The energy enable the water molecules to move further apart from each other in gaseous form. So boiling is an endothermic reaction. Melting of ice is endothermic reaction as well, where rusting of iron nail is exothermic reaction. Rusting adalah exothermic reaction. So I have a sample answer here. Mungkin ada yang terlepas ke apa ke. So saya akan highlight satu. Okay, thank you Aira for your submission. Okay, saya akan lampirkan jawapannya di sini. Okay. Ya macam, ya saya.
Apa tak teacher explain sekali lagi yang pasal fotosintesis tu, kenapa dia endothermic?
Oh, sebab dia absorb energy.
Oh, okay.
Kan? To combine carbon dioxide with water, we need energy investment so that it will become glucose. So proses tu memerlukan tenaga absorb from light energy lah.
Okay, thank you teacher.
Okay, very good question. Thank you. Okay. Ada siapa yang belum jawab lagi tak? Let me see. Okay, next one, a few example application of endothermic and exothermic reactions in daily life. Lebih kurang macam what you did in your e-folio actually for the next part. So kita cuba ya. So this is a burning wood. So what are the verbs atau terms that we can use to describe the burning wood reaction. Kenapa dia endothermic atau exothermic? Mungkin kamu boleh isi ayat last kali dulu, whether it is exothermic atau endothermic. So ayat yang first tu mungkin boleh tambah burning wood. Semalam bila saya buat exercise ni dekat 3 Luna, dia confuse ya sebab nampak wood saja kan. Burning wood ya, boleh tambah kat situ. So burning wood, okay, when something is burning, okay, it reacts with oxygen in the air to form what substance? Okay. Yes, very good. The reaction is exothermic. Bagus. Okay. So, bila kita buat pembakaran, whenever we do a combustion reaction, the substance released from the reaction between carbon in wood and oxygen in the air is carbon dioxide. So the burning wood reacts with oxygen in the air to form carbon dioxide. At the same time, selain daripada menghasilkan carbon dioxide lah, of course this process releases heat energy and also light energy. Very good, I agree with you. Tulis light energy itu pun benar. Okay, the reaction is exothermic. Yes, initially kita nampak macam endothermic kan, sebab kita kena bakar sikit dulu, lepas tu baru it start to ignite, it starts to burn. We have to ignite a pieces of wood to start the combustion. Tapi towards the end, dia memang adalah exothermic reaction, it will burn on its own kan. Okay, so thank you for writing heat and light energy. Yes, I agree with you. Memang dua-dua jenis tenaga ni ada ya. Okay, one sample answer. I think this one is from Sophia. Okay, so it's from Sophia Camilia. Alright, thank you for your submission. Okay. Kemudian kita tengoklah another example here. Oh, okay. Irsyad belum lagi ya. Irsyad dengan Majila belum lagi. Okay, another example here is for explaining the melting of ice. Okay. Sekejap ya. Okay, sama Irsyad tadi tulis warna-warni, yang ni tak ada warna-warni dah. Oh, Umi Najihah pula tukar, ambil peranan Irsyad ya, tulis warna-warni. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. Yeah, for the next one, okay. Oh, okay, sorry Salma, saya dah pergi ke next slide. Let's take a look at the melting of ice. Ini ice ya. Kok ada yang terkeliru. Okay, melting of ice. What do you think? Is it tadi kita dah clarify dia adalah sejenis endothermic ke exothermic reaction? Lupa pula saya. Okay, I see your answers here. Okay, we know that the reaction is endothermic reaction. Itu yang kita discuss sebelum ni. Okay, initially initially the ice is in solid form. So the distance between water molecules in ice is very close to each other, kan? Very close. Sebab nanti bila kita cakap liquid, kita kata close. Kalau solid, kita kata very close. Nampak sikit perbezaan dia tu, kan? Okay, so the distance between particles in ice is very close to each other. So the absorption of heat cause the distance of particles to become further apart. So the particles will form a new state of matter, which is solid ke, liquid ke, gas. Tulis kat situ. Yes, liquid. So the particles form a new state of matter, which is liquid. Very good. Okay. Okay, so that's why it is endothermic reaction. Okay, mari kita tengok submissions. Okay, this is a sample answer from Nervin Deep. Thank you so much. Thank you for your choice of font size. Dari jauh saya boleh nampak ya. Okay, very good. Okay, here is a sample answer from Nervin Deep. Okay, the final slide, it will be your homework. Okay, the final slide will be your homework about explaining the frying of an egg. So basically anak-anak, hari ini we have concluded our discussion about thermochemistry, where we have already observed a demonstration for the only experiment in this particular topic atau chapter, which is the dissolution of different types of salt. Ada ammonium nitrate, sodium hydroxide, and also sodium chloride in water. So we have discussed about the findings of the experiment, macam mana kita tahu the reaction is endothermic or exothermic. So based on the experiment, we have concluded the several characteristics of endothermic and exothermic reaction. You have also identified what are the we have also identified and classified different reactions that occurs in our daily life, whether they are exothermic or endothermic reaction based on our understanding about the characteristic of endothermic and exothermic reaction. Oh, siap ada yang buat smiley lagi dekat dia punya eyes ya. Alright, so sebelum kita berpisah, I would like to ask for your reflection of today's activity. What do you think of today's activity? Is there anything that is hard for you that you need for me to repeat? Tulis dekat what was hard ya. Slide 20 is your homework, okay? Slide 20 is your homework. Oh, lupa show response. Okay, slide 20 is your homework. Take your time to explain the reaction that occurs when frying an egg. Kita dah identify dia adalah endothermic. Can you explain further about the reaction after this? Okay, semua very easy ke? Oh, okay. Oh, confusing for sure. Alright. Kenapa confusing ya? Part mana ya? Boleh clarify tak part mana yang confusing tu? Saya boleh readdress. Okay. So on Wednesday, mungkin lepas ni pun saya akan assign terus Wednesday's PEDAC session where you will answer a student-based PEDAC about reactivity series of metal based on their reactions with carbon and hydrogen. Saya berhenti 9 minit awal sebab tadi masa initial stage of our class tadi, saya buat a bit of survey, ramai yang tak makan lagi. So I give you 9 minutes ni break between this class and the next class untuk pergi makan ke, bancuh Milo ke, buatlah apa-apa. Make sure that there is something in your tummy. Jangan biarkan kosong. Apa, have you seen the? Alright. Okay, so that is all for today. Thank you so much. Sekian wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. Thank you for